Alright, and now we will look into three things. One is why we need variables, and we will look into naming conventions, and simple definitions and declarations of variables. Okay, definition. So we'll look first variables. Why we need variables? For instance, we know the CPU has only numbers in it. Okay, when I say CPU, the system or RAM, okay, they only deal with numbers and addresses. Every little memory location, okay, every memory location has an address, just like your houses. Okay, every house in the United States has an address. Okay, just like that, every little memory location, even if it's just a one byte, even if it is one byte memory location, has an address. I mean, every byte has an address location. Okay, and we as humans cannot just deal with addresses all the time. It's very difficult. Let's say if the address is 1201, 1202, 1203, like that. Okay, 04. If you look at even the houses, when we talk about, we always talks about John's house, John's house, David's house, Cindy's house, Wendy's house. We don't say 11550 house. Do we say that I'm going to go to 1200 house? No, we always say I'm going to go to John's house, David's house. So there is we need this kind of namings to addresses. These variables, actually, we only deal with variables, we cannot deal with addresses. So the compiler that we use takes care of mapping these variable names that we define to memory locations. Okay, so this compiler takes the variables names that we define and appropriately deals with memory locations. So when the CPU executes the instruction, it only deals with addresses. Okay, so that's one reason why we need variables. And the naming conventions are very easy. The naming conventions are, now when you look at the naming conventions of variables, every variable has to start with either a lowercase underbar, okay, this underbar, and or it can start with uppercase A to Z or lowercase a to Z. They have to start with this. Okay, variables have to start, and then, all right, then you can have, I'm going to write a bigger one. Then you can, let me change the color also. Then you can have either underscore A to Z, small a to Z, digit 0 to 9, any number of times. So it to start with one of this, okay, underbar A to Z, lowercase a to Z, and then the second letters can be any of it. So you cannot have a variable that starts with a number. You cannot have a variable 0 age. This is not a variable name. All right. I can have, we're going to write a simple example. All right. So let me just pause the video a little bit and erase these guys. Okay. All right. So let's talk about examples now. Oops. Examples of variables. Let's say we have a char variable. I can have underscore ch. This is a valid variable name. All right. The other examples of, maybe let's take an integer. Okay. If you look at the integer, I can have uppercase bank, for example. And they are very case sensitive. Okay. Integer, lowercase b with a bank. These are two different variables because this has uppercase b and this has a lowercase b. And even though your compiler will not complain, this is a bad programming. Okay, this is a bad programming. It's very confusing to figure out what you're trying to do. Okay, but the compiler will be okay with this. And like I said before, we can never have we can never start a variable with a digit. That's wrong. And we can never have variables with operators. For example, b plus d. This is a very bad. It has a special character. Special characters are not allowed other than the bar. All right. So that is how we use declarations. All right. Definitions are very simple. So before I go into definition, I just want to reiterate. We looked into why we need variables. We looked at naming conventions. All right. Let's look at briefly into definitions. Definitions of variables in C language are very simple. All right. I'm going to just erase, again, pause the video and erase this part. Okay. Okay. Definitions are very simple. Okay. Let's say char ch is a valid definition. We saw that many times. We can also have char underscore, oops, there is no comma there. Underscore ch, comma, capital ch. This is uppercase. This is lowercase. So they are okay. And we can initialize, say, let's finish up this guy. Let's say integer. X equal to 20, y, z equal to 10. These are three different variable definitions separated by a comma. So this is also very valid. This is also very valid. This is also very valid. Sometimes we initialize, sometimes we don't. Right? So that is all about definitions. I don't think there's any other form of definitions, but if there is, we will come back to it and move on. Okay, so in this video we talked about variables, naming conventions like we have here, and definitions. These are simple definitions. Okay, and let's say this is a very bad definition. Say age g, there's a space here. There's a space, so that is wrong. You can never have a space in a variable. All right, and we cannot have a minus also. I talked about age minus age. This is a very bad programming. All right, this is a minus. Okay, minus, sorry, s.